Hello friends and welcome to my channel Sequential Biology. In this video we will discuss about Superphylum Aschelminthes and their classification. This Superphylum Aschelminthes is also known as Pseudocoelomate phylum. And you know, phylum Platyhelminthes are acoelomate phylum, but the representative of the Superphylum Aschelminthes, all the members of the Superphylum Aschelminthes are Pseudocoelomate. After Superphylum Aschelminthes, all the phylum, that is phylum Annelida, phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, phylum Echinodermata and the phylum Chordata, they all are coelomate. The Superphylum Aschelminthes are also called as the pseudocoelomate phylum, the pseudocoelom inside their body, and it is not lined by mesoderm but represent the presence of the embryonic blastocyst. What is this pseudocoelom? When the blastula is formed during the developmental period, a fluid-filled cavity appears and this fluid-filled cavity are known as a blastocyst, and when these blastocysts are covered by mesoderm, then this is called as true coelom, and this true coelom can be found from phylum Annelida to phylum Chordata. But here this blastocyst is not covered by embryonic mesoderm, and so this type of body cavity are present in the members of the Superphylum Aschelminthes. And previously this Superphylum Aschelminthes was known as Nematohelminthes, and the name was changed by Groben as the Aschelminthes. And the Greek word askos means cavity and the helminths means worms, so they are the first animal group in which cavity appears, and for this reason they are known as cavity bearing worms because their body are worm like body. Superphylum characters, they are mostly aquatic and the free living or the parasite. Parasite means those organisms which reside in the host body and they obtained nutrition from the host body and causes many harmful effect of the host body. They are known as parasite. Then the members of the Superphylum are mostly aquatic. Generally they are aquatic. They are free living or they may be parasite. Many are ectoparasite or the endoparasite. Ectoparasite means when the parasite resides just outside of the body, they are known as ectoparasite. And endoparasite means when they are present inside body, they may be present inside the cell or intercellular regions, they are known as endoparasite. The members may be ectoparasite or endoparasite. Usually they are small or even microscopic. The some members may be microscopic but some 1 meter or more in length. And usually the cylindrical body, cylindrical means this is the cylindrical body, and in the cylindrical body no segmentation can be found, that is their body form is vermiform, and since their body is cylindrical, so they are also known as a roundworm. Usually they are called as the roundworm, and the representative of the phylum Platyhelminthes was flatworm, but they are roundworm. And usually they have cylindrical body and the unsegmented and the vermiform, and they are triploblastic animals. That means during their developmental period, all the three germ layers appears, ectoderm, mesoderm and the endoderm all appears during their developmental period, and they are bilaterally symmetrical, and organ system gradation can be seen, and the body covered with thick and the tough cuticle of the scleroprotein, and this cuticle is made up of scleroprotein, and the alimentary canal is complete and the straight with the mouth and anus, and since their alimentary canal is complete, so their body plan is tube within tube plan, so they show tube within tube plan, their body plan is tube within tube plan, right? And the circulatory and the respiratory system are usually absent, and the respiration aerobic in the free living form and the anaerobic in the parasitic form. This is very important point. And the special type of sense organ called the phasmid are present. In few groups the phasmid are present, and the phasmid are usually present in caudal region, and their excretory system is protonephridia in some. And they are sexually dimorphic animals. That means male and female can be separated, and usually the female are longer than male, and the eggs with chitinous eggshell. So their egg are covered with chitinous eggshell. Sometimes you become confused about the three terms, that is Aschelminthes, Nematohelminthes and the Nematoda. And here you can clearly see that the Superphylum Aschelminthes was previously known as Nematohelminthes, but Groben changed this name Nematohelminthes and gave the name Aschelminthes of pseudocoelomate representative. And this Superphylum Aschelminthes again divisible into few phylum. Then the Nematoda is a phylum under Superphylum Aschelminthes, and this phylum Nematoda is the largest group, and all other phylum, that is the Nematophora, Rotifera, Gastrothica and the Chinorhyncha, they all are minor phyla. they all are minor phyla. Then the major phyla is phylum Nematoda, right? Now, this phylum Nematoda are divisible into two classes, Aphasmida and the Phasmida. This is the classificatory scheme of phylum Nematoda. Aphasmida means without phasmid. That is, the caudal sensory organs are absent in this the members of this Aphasmida, and usually they are free living. They are not parasite, they are free living. An example of this class are Trichinella and Trichuris. They are the two representative of this class Aphasmida, and which is included under phylum Nematoda. And the Phasmida, then who are Phasmida and who are the members of this Phasmida? They have phasmid or the caudal sensory organ present, and this caudal sensory organ are pouch-like. Pouch-like means these are circular, usually pouch-like cavity, and acts as the chemoreceptor. They can sense different type of chemicals, and the representative in which the phasmid or the caudal sensory organ are present in their tail region, they are known as Phasmida. And the most of the roundworm are included under this class Phasmida, Ascaris, Wuchereria bancrofti, and Xylostoma loa. They are representative of the members of this class Phasmida. Here you can see how Ascaris looks like, and here the sexually dimorphic Ascaris can be seen, and usually the female are more longer than the male, and in male the caudal region are carved, and in this carved region there are present two structure which is known as pineal seta, and which helps in their copulation. And also, since they have the mouth and the tail region, and the mouth and the anus region are present, that means they show tube within tube body plan. Then what will be the characteristics of the phylum Nematoda? This is the largest phylum under Superphylum Aschelminthes. They may be aquatic, terrestrial, or the parasitic, and usually the parasitic form are called as a roundworm. Then what is the differences in between the flatworm and the roundworm? The flatworms are usually the members of phylum Platyhelminthes, and they are acoelomate, but these roundworms are members of phylum Nematoda, and this phylum Nematoda is also included under Superphylum Aschelminthes or the Nemathelminthes, and the roundworm are pseudocoelomate, and their body is cylindrical and the unsegmented, and the body wall with thick and the tough cuticle. Male with pineal spicules or the seta and the smaller than female, and the male genital duct leads into cloaca. Cloaca is a type of aperture in which the three system, that is digestive system, excretory system, and reproductive system, these three system opens in this cavity, and this particular structure is known as cloaca. Then male genital duct leads into the cloaca, and the female genital duct with separate opening. And fertilization is internal. This is a very, very important point. Their fertilization is internal, and no asexual reproduction or the regeneration can be seen. The example of this phylum Nematoda are Ascaris, Wuchereria bancrofti, and Enterobius, and they are very harmful animals. And you know, this Ascaris causes ascariasis disease in human, and Wuchereria bancrofti causes elephantiasis in human beings. And this Wuchereria bancrofti, their larvae are called as microfilaria larvae, and they are transmitted through the biting of Culex mosquito. And then this phylum Nematoda are divisible into two classes, the Phasmida and Aphasmida, and we have already talked about these two classes. And the next phylum is Rotifera. Rotifera is also known as a minor phyla, and they are smaller than protist. Remember, they are smaller than protist. They are very small and the microscopic, but the members of phylum Nematoda were macroscopic, and we can see by our naked eyes. But this phylum Rotifera are microscopic, and the animals found in ponds, lakes, and the streams show they reside in water or in aquatic habitat. The cuticle is formed of plates or the lorica into which the head may retreat. That means their head is covered by a plate-like structure which is known as lorica, and this term is very, very important. An anterior end with ciliary disc or the corona, that is the wheel organ, and this wheel organ usually helps in filter feeding and the locomotion. This type of wheel organ can also be found in case of Amphioxus. Then anterior end with ciliary disc or the corona, that is the wheel organ, is present in phylum Rotifera. The members of this phylum are Phylodina and S. planca. These are the two important members of this phylum Rotifera. And next phylum is phylum Nematophora. They are hair worms and found in fresh water. Hair worm means they are very, very thin and hair-like worm, and the cuticle is highly thickened and formed of the collagen fiber, and excretory system are usually absent. And the members of this phylum Nematophora are parasite in grasshoppers, cricket, and in other insect. The example of this phylum Nematophora are Gordias and Nectonema. And the next phylum is phylum Gastrotica. They are microscopic and the marine or the freshwater, cuticle bearing the short spines. Their cuticle bearing short spines. Spines means suppose this is a body and their cuticle bear short spines. These are the spine-like structure. An excretory system with two protonephridia. They have two protonephridia. Example, Chitonotus and Macrodasis. And next phylum is Chinorhyncha. Chinorhyncha, usually the members are marine and the microscopic. They are also very small. And superficial segmentation of the body into 13 or 14 overlapping rings. Usually the members of Superphylum Aschelminthes are non-segmented, or their body are non-segmented, but in this phylum, in phylum Chinorhyncha, superficial segmentation can be found, and these segments are known as zonids. Both are cone or the head protrusible and covered with scalids. Example are echinodeers. And the last phylum is Ectoprocta, and which are also known as moss animals. They are sessile and the moss-like colonies. Many individuals can accumulate in a particular region should they form the colony, but this colony are sessile. That means they cannot move from one place to another. And the body enclosed in a gelatinous, chitinous and the calcareous covering. Example are Plumatella and Pectinatella. These are the two important representative of this phylum Ectoprocta. Then Superphylum Aschelminthes are divisible into many important phylum. The phylum Nematoda, this is the largest group, and usually we familiar about this group, but since they are minor phyla and we are not familiar about this minor phyla group, but the phylum Nematophora, phylum Rotifera, phylum Gastrotica and the phylum Chinorhyncha are included under Superphylum Aschelminthes or Nematelminthes, and they all are pseudocoelomate. And now we will see few representative of this roundworm and which are pathogenic to the human. The first one is the Ascaris lumbricoides, and these Ascaris lumbricoides are also known as roundworm. Ascaris lumbricoides causes ascariasis disease, and the transmission is direct through the contaminated food, and the found in the small intestine of man. They are found in small intestine of man, and they obtained nutrition from the human being and causes ascariasis disease. What are the symptoms of this ascariasis disease? The anemia, diarrhea, pneumonia and the bronchitis. These are the most obvious symptoms of ascariasis disease. And usually these Ascaris lumbricoides or these roundworm nematode are distributed worldwide. And the next representative is Wuchereria bancrofti, which is also known as filarial worm. And their infective stage is microfilaria. And this microfilaria are transmitted by Culex mosquito. And this microfilaria show a very important characteristic features, that is the nocturnal periodicity. Usually they can found in peripheral bud during night, and which is coincide with the nocturnal behavior of Culex mosquito. Then the microfilaria show nocturnal periodicity. And this microfilaria or Wuchereria bancrofti, this filarial worm found in the lymph vessels, and due to presence of this worm present in the lymph vessels, they can irritate our body, and also the lymph cannot circulate freely, and for this reason this causes the swelling of our hand and the legs, and this type of symptoms are known as filariasis and the elephantiasis. And the third one is Lua lua, which is also known as eye worm and found in subcutaneous tissue of eye and causes conjunctivitis. And the fourth important representative of this phylum Nematoda are Enterobius vermicularis, and they are also known as pinworm and found in large intestine and appendix and causes anal itching, appendicitis and nervous problem. And Encyclostoma duodenate, which is also known as hookworm, found in human intestine and causes the itching and the inflammation of the skin, anemia and retards physical and mental growth. And the larvae enter the human body by boring skin through the feet. This is a very, very important point. And sixth important representative is Trichuris trichura, which is also known as whipworm and found in cecum and the appendix and causes anemia, bloody stool and pains. And the Dragonculus medinensis, which is also known as guinea worm and found in subcutaneous tissues of the body. Then hope you have understand about Superphylum Aschelminthes and their classification. And sometimes you become confused about the three term I have already told you or mentioned you the three term, that is Aschelminthes, Nematelminthes and Nematoda. Then this Superphylum Aschelminthes was previously known as Nematelminthes, but Groben changed this name as Aschelminthes, and Nematoda is a phylum which is included under Superphylum Aschelminthes. And remember, this Superphylum Aschelminthes is pseudocoelomate phylum. This is very, very important in examination point of view. And in my notes, I have highlighted only those regions which are important in different kind of exam. And when you read these notes, you should give special stress on this highlighted region. So thank you, and that's it.